Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Amy from Tuition Up. I'm a teacher and I teach live online lessons, group lessons and one-to-one. Today I'm not here to teach you anything, I'm just here to talk to you. And this is something that lots of parents and a few teachers talk about around this time of year. And that is the summer slump. So the summer slump is basically a made-up thing that children lose their learning, the things that they've been working hard on all year at school. They have 6 weeks off in the summer, and over that period of time, because they're not doing active learning, then they are going to lose their learning. Now, I think that needs to be taken with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because it depends on your parenting, it depends what you're doing, and it depends on your approach to education, that not all children lose their learning. And there might be a little bit of a pause, a kind of hiatus in learning, but not all children do lose it. But it's common to hear teachers and maybe parents even talking about this in September, when they realise, oh, the children have forgotten how to do something that they knew how to do before. Now, it's important here to point out that this doesn't really apply to all children. If you are homeschooling or home educated, then it's not going to apply to you, because you do learning all throughout the year and it looks very different than it does in school. Same if you're world schooling or if you're travelling and learning. But for children who go to school and they do all their learning during term time and then come the holidays, then that is like downtime, and maybe they're in holiday clubs and different things. They're still going to be doing some kind of learning, but perhaps it wouldn't be the learning as school would see it, like learning the maths curriculum, for example. So I want to share with you some ways that I have helped parents recently. Parents have come to me and they've said, hey Amy, what can I do about this summer slump? How can I support my child best over the summer? Should I buy this book? Should I do this worksheet? What shall I do with them? Now, I wouldn't say that you need to rush out and you need to buy anything. My approach with my own children and my advice would be just a few things. So to keep up, maths and English would probably be the main thing. Now, a lot of people go away and they do lots of different things in the holidays. So the children are still learning. We are learning all the time. Children are learning all the time. We're learning all the time. They're learning about relationships. They're learning to be with different family members and all kinds of things over the summer. But that kind of academic sit down and write out your column edition might not be something they're doing. So I just wanted to highlight that I do believe that children are learning all the time. One thing that can really help children over the summer is to keep up reading. This could be them reading, but I'm a big advocate for reading aloud to your children. Children who have been read aloud to have heard a lot more narrative, they've heard a lot more vocabulary, they've had this kind of one-to-one time to ask questions about literature, and they've been exposed to more texts and more adult text and more grown-up text, more maybe mature text than they would be able to read by themselves. Children who are read to have an invisible privilege compared to children who are not read to. So I would say take the time. I know parents are still busy working over the holidays. Children are going to summer camps and things. But if you can make that, it doesn't have to be every day. It could just be once a week that you could read aloud to your children. You might be surprised if it's not something that you do regularly. You might be surprised how much you enjoy it and how much your child gets out of it as well. My second point is also about reading, because I believe reading is really key to a lot of learning. It's different, isn't it? Because children are not going to be bringing home reading books from school. So make use of your local library, your new independent bookstore. You don't have to buy a new book every time you go there, but libraries have got a lot on over the summer. They have like reading competitions, and they have ways to kind of engage children in reading, which is really good. I'm lucky to live next to a very positive local library that does that a lot. But libraries and bookshops and things aside, is take the opportunity in the holidays to give children a different way of reading. So maybe reading for a different kind of purpose. So if you go on a day out to, I don't know, like a safari park or something, let them read the map. Let them read all about the animals and read aloud. Tell you about it. Take the time, slow down and get them to read different kind of text with different purposes. This could be anything. So it could be like a Beano comic. It could be leaflets about where you are on holiday if you're going to Monkey World or somewhere. It could be maps of any day trips you go. It could even be maps of journeys that you go on. It could be blog posts. It could be anything, like recipe books, anything at all. So if you find yourself with your child and there's a reading situation, just make them read it to you. They don't know that they are practicing their reading, and they feel as if they're being helpful in that situation, and that's really a win. If you can kind of sneak it in like that, that's fantastic. Really good purposeful reading. With regards to maths then, a lot of parents are keen on sitting their children down and doing kind of workbooks and things like that over the summer, and that's fine if you want to do that with your children. I don't really do that with my children, but one thing that I would say is that we've got all this time over the summer. Children are not in school. This is the opportunity for them to be seeing maths in the real world, in their life. And there are lots of ways that you can look at maths in the real world. So we talked about reading recipes before. So yeah, cooking is a really big one. Weighing, measuring ingredients, just seeing those numbers, thinking about conversions, things like that. When children go swimming, we go to a local outdoor pool. It's 23 meters. We do loads of calculations in our maths lesson, adding up how many meters we've gone. We look at depths, thinking about being outside, being in nature, looking for shapes in our surrounding, talking about triangles used in construction. Just being aware of any kind of maths in your surroundings. And if you think that everything mathematical outside is quite simple, look up the Fibonacci sequence, because that's where maths in the environment gets really complicated. And there are lots of really good websites that you can look at to do maths in perhaps a more problem solving and creative way, and one is Enrich. They've got lots of really good ideas on there, and that's run by the Faculty of Mathematics at the University of Cambridge. It has some sit down maths as well, but it has also good hints and pointers for real world maths. So my 3 things then to keep learning going over the summer is to read aloud to your children, to get your children to do purposeful reading of different kinds of texts, non-fiction, leaflets, things like this. And 3 would be maths in the real world. If you've got any more ways that you try to beat the summer slump, I say in inverted commas because it doesn't apply to everybody, and is it a thing? I don't know. It's debatable. Lots of teachers say it is, but I think there are ways around it. Have a go of writing in the comments and letting me know what you think about the summer slump. And if you've got any questions, please drop them in there and I will answer them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone.